Aloha, my name is Thomas Collins and I'll be your instructor for this video on submitting programs online using the Olelo database. Submitting online with the database is actually quite simple, but before you can even begin, let's first make sure of two very specific things. One is that you've already registered as a member and created a project, which for those of you who may be watching this video who have not registered and might need some help doing so, you can find that help by going to our website, olelo.org, and finding the Members tab, giving it a click, and then once that next page loads in, scroll down and you'll see the various tutorial videos teaching you how to register as a member, giving you an overview of what the database can do, and also how to create projects and reservations within the database. The second very specific thing that you need to make sure of when you're submitting your video online is that you meet our specific quality check specifications to make sure that your video is fit for air on our channels. That's also a very simple thing to find. Go ahead and go back to olelo.org. I'll go ahead and start from the main page just so it's easier on you. Find that same Members tab, and from the drop-down options, click on Production Resources. Now that the page is loaded in, you're going to want to click on the first option here that says How to Submit a Program to Olelo. Once that page loads in, scroll down until you see the purple bar with File Submission Specifications above it, and these are the various specifications that you will need to meet. Now while I'm recording this is not 100% up to date, as it says we only accept 1920 by 1080, 1080p high definition, but that's not entirely true. We also accept 720 standard definition. But I am willing to bet that over the next few days that will be updated for you, so go ahead and continue to check this area for any questions you have on file submission specifications, or feel free to call into one of the centers or ask one of our media services associates. Before submitting, please understand that due to broadcast television standards, we do require the shows we take to pass a quick quality check for LUMAs, sound, and coding benchmarks. Please check to make sure your LUMA rating is broadcast safe under the 100 IRE mark. Make sure your audio is between -12 to -6 decibels, and then check to see that your video is encoded in H.264 with the data rate below 18 megabits per second. On a Mac, you can check this by hitting Command-I while the video is playing, and on a PC, you can check this by right-clicking on the video and selecting Properties. We quality check all of our media in this way to ensure the specifications of the media won't cause any kind of issue to the hardware it is played on. This sets a standard that allows our media to be broadcast to almost any device, anywhere, regardless of its age, which means your show also gets to be broadcast almost anywhere to any device, regardless of its age, which is pretty neat. So now that we know about those two very specific things, we're ready to submit. So let's go ahead and go to the dashboard of the Olelo database right after we've signed in. Now that we're here, go ahead and find the Projects tab, and from its drop-down menu, select the option that says Submit Program and Upload Video. Now this page that appears before you is pretty much the same thing as the physical paper media submission forms we use for physical submission when you drop them off at our center. The only difference is it's a lot more convenient because you can fill this one out from your couch, click one button and send it off to us, and then go about your day with the knowledge that your media has been submitted successfully, depending on whether or not you've met the quality check for your media. The first thing you're going to want to do is select your project from the drop-down menu of the project name option. All of your active projects will populate here, but I only have one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. The next thing you're going to want to do is title your program. Here at Olelo, we like to make sure that our program titles are titled in a specific way and that they are also the exact same title as the video file that you are uploading. That way it makes it easier for us to process the video quickly and effectively and to get it on air as quickly as possible so that people can enjoy your creation. Now, as a rule of thumb, or at least as I like to think, a rule of thumb, it's easiest to title your video file the correct way first, find it in your network folder, go ahead and copy the title of it, and then just paste that down into the program title field. Now, like I said before, there's a very specific way of titling your program that we use at Alelo, which is, as an example, what I've put right here. We start first with the program type, which I put ST, which stands for short take. Then we put the project number, which I just put 007. That's not a real project number. I just really love James Bond movies. But you would put the project number from your project that you've chosen up here, which if you need to know where that is, I would recommend asking a media services associate or watching my projects tutorial that I showed you earlier in the members tab of the Alelo website. Then you want to put the name of your episode or program, which I just put test since this is just for training purposes, and then you want to put the total run time of your program. We do everything here at Alelo in the hour, minutes, seconds format, much like this here. So I just put 0649, meaning this is 6 minutes and 49 seconds long. And the last part that you don't see here is that if you have a series, you would end your file name by putting the first premiere air date for that specific episode. So say this was actually a series and it said SE right here instead of ST, I would put the first series, the first air date for that particular episode. Let's pretend it was December 6th. I would just put 12/6. You don't need to worry about the year at this point. We do everything by a yearly basis, so we'll understand what you mean. But this is not a series, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Next, we're going to choose our program start date. Now, if you're anything but a series, you're just going to put the date that you are submitting for. And today is November 4th, so I'm going to put November 4th. If it was a series, you would put the same date as your premiere air date for that episode here in the program start date. Next, let's go ahead and select our program type. As you can see, there are various program types here, and I'll go ahead and list some details about them. Series is the first one, and its abbreviation would be SE in your program title if that was the program type you were selecting. Series typically have set air dates, and they need to meet a specific time frame of 28 minutes and 30 seconds or shorter, or if it's a longer series, 58 minutes and 30 seconds or shorter. Next is a special program type, which can be pretty much as long as you want and has no set air dates. Next is short take, which should be below 15 minutes and has no set air dates. Next is PSA and promo, which both should be about under 5 minutes, and a PSA would have some kind of message to give to the community. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose short take, as that is what my file currently is. Please understand that your project that you've created will have already designated this, so do not submit a short take or a special in a series project, as we will flag it in the system and ask you to resubmit under the correct project. Next, let's put the program length, which we have already put in our file name, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out in the full hours, minutes, seconds format so that our system will accept it. So there, it's not as long as an hour, so I would just put 00. It's only 6 minutes, so I put 06, and there's only 49 seconds left, so I would put 49. Very simple. Next, let's put a quick program description. For most programs, especially ones that are going to be airing with the designation of earliest available, you can put a program description, but it most likely won't make it to any kind of online listing or TV guide. But for series air dates and programs that might be a month out, this is what will be showing up in the TV guide and online listings. So I'm just going to put, this is a training submission for the lovely clients lovely members of Alelo, because you guys are the things that make this this whole thing work for us. So thank you very much. Next, you need to select whether or not your program contains adult content. Please understand that if it does contain adult content, that's perfectly fine. Here at Alelo, we are a PEG access station, so we do not censor anything. We'll be happy to take your content no matter what is inside it. Just Be sure to specify because we are going to play adult content programs in later hours when it is less likely for a younger audience to be watching. There is no adult content in this program, so I'm going to go ahead and click No. Then let's choose the media format. You have the choice of MOV and MP4. H.264 is just there for the moment, but that is not actually a media format. Go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and choose MOV because I'm pretty sure, yes, my video file is an MOV file. Then you want to choose whether or not your program has previously aired before. Basically asking, is this the first time it's airing on any channel? Not just Olelo. If it has aired somewhere else before, please select yes. But this has not aired anywhere before, so I'm going to click no. Then it's going to ask, do we want this on video on demand via website? Which for those of you who have filled out the paper media forms, this is basically asking whether or not you want your program on the OleloNet streaming service. Which I don't really, so I'm going to go ahead and hit no, but you have that option. Next, we're going to put in our project number, which I already showed you was 007. Next, we're going to pick whether or not we want this to air on the video on demand via cable. I do not, so I'm going to click no. Then we're going to choose whether this is a replacement for a previously submitted program. This is very important for series. If you want to replace something for your series that you recently submitted, try to do it as quickly as possible and then click yes here while filling out the form, and make sure that the air dates match for what you're trying to replace. This is not a replacement, so I'm going to click no. Then lastly, for this form, you're going to want to choose your scheduling preference. We have several different scheduling preferences. The first option here is 4 weeks out, which is exactly as it sounds. It would be about a month from now, and what this does is gives your program the time that it needs to allow your program description to be shown on relevant TV listings and websites. You would also want to put in the review or remark message page why you need 4 weeks out so that our traffic team can schedule it correctly. The next is advanced air dates, which I believe you have to check with traffic to get these set up for you beforehand. Next is earliest available, which is as it says, they will just put your show in the earliest available, and this is the easiest way probably to get your show on the channel quickly. Next is series, which has set air dates and would have had to have been approved by traffic before you get the chance to start your series. And then lastly is the time sensitive option, which time-sensitive programs are those that will not be relevant past a certain date, usually no more than 3 months after submission. So please write a brief note in the review, remarks, or message box to indicate why the program needs to air right away to remain relevant. For example, election content or a program about a particular bill being heard in the legislature would qualify as time-sensitive. I'm going to go ahead and click earliest available because this is just a short take and I don't really mind when it's aired. I just want people to see it. I have no remarks, but I'm just putting this here so you know this is where you would put any remarks you have, including, especially for time-sensitive content, you would want to put your reason right here. Lastly, you want to click I agree that this program/these programs follow all the applicable policies and all the information on this form is correct to the best of my knowledge. And you can even click on this policies tab. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't work in the open new link, but I don't want to leave this form. If you click on this, it should show you the policies behind our member services agreement and how to submit. Once that's done, and you clicked I agree that this program/these programs follow all the applicable policies, click Next. Alright, now that we've filled out the media form part of the submission, we now need to upload our video file. So as I stated before, we support the following specifications. And as I said before, the media specifications that I showed you on our website aren't quite up to date yet, but you can see them right here. We accept 720 by 480, 1280 by 720, and 1920 by 1080. Keep an eye on this while submitting because due to changes in the technology of our time, This may change in the future. We also currently only accept MP4 and MOV and H.264 encoded files. Now, to upload your video file, you're going to click Select a File. It will bring up this menu and try to find your media in whatever drive you're holding it on. I have mine on this little flash drive here, and as you can see, it's named exactly the same way as I named my program on the media form. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Click Open. Now it's not uploaded yet. You can see that it's here, it's queued, and it's ready to go. Go ahead and click the Upload button, and that will start a quick loading bar, and it will give you an estimate of the percentage of which it is uploaded. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right here and wait until it's finished so that we can continue on. Okay, so the video has uploaded and gone through the qualification specifications check just to make sure that it's okay for air, and I've got this fantastic little message saying thank you for submitting your program and uploading your video. The video has passed the automatic video qualification check. Staff will be in contact if there are any further technical or program information issues to be resolved. Now, if my video had not passed the video qualification check, there would have been a message with a red font at the top letting you know that something went wrong, and it's supposed to tell you what exactly that was so that you can go back, fix it, and resubmit it whenever needed. Now, in the event that that happens and you don't want to fill out that long media form again, it's very nice because it saves your media form in a place in the Projects tab, which I'll show you now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, let that load through. And as you can see, it takes me to the Manage Programs and Videos tab. And it already gives me the Manageable Program and Video area right here. But we'll go ahead and show you exactly how to get there without going through that step. So say I'm on the dashboard and I want to manage that program that I just submitted. I can go to the Projects tab, scroll all the way down to its last option, which says Manage Your Program Submission, and give that a click. And it'll take me back here to the list of all the programs and videos that I've submitted for online processing. Now you'll notice that there are two different statuses here for the program that I just submitted with all its relevant information below. There's the program information status and the video submission status. This is the status of the media form that we filled out digitally before we submitted our video. And the different statuses for that are pending approval, incomplete form, awaiting update, and rejected. Which, if it's rejected, no worries, we still like you. It just means that there was something wrong with it and we need you to go back and try again. Pending approval means that we are just waiting for one of our media services associates to take a look at it and approve it. Incomplete form sounds exactly like what it is. The form was not completely filled out, and we just need you to fill in the information. Awaiting update means we've checked it and we're awaiting some kind of update from you for it to go through correctly. And then there's the video submission status. And the different video statuses for that are pending approval, which is what I have right here, meaning our traffic team just needs to look at it and make sure everything's good and check for the 10-second end slate and all those good things. Then there's the approved option, which means it's been approved and it's ready to go. And if both of these are approved, it is going to go up for air, and you will see it on our channels at the air date that we either specify for you or on your series air date. No video status means exactly what it sounds like. No video was submitted. And as I said before, if you have some kind of issue or if you click out of the submission part where it's uploading the video, it will most likely say no video and is just waiting. But you can always continue uploading from where you left off. I believe if it goes over 50%, it will continue from the 50% mark. If it goes over 75%, it will continue from the 75% mark. Then the next status would be awaiting resubmission, meaning we've checked it, there's something up with your video, and we want you to resubmit, and we're just waiting for that. And then lastly, rejected, meaning there was something wrong with your video and we've rejected it. Most likely this would be the situation where maybe you've uploaded a video for a different project on accident. These things can happen sometimes, but it's on us to catch it and make sure that you get it through in the right area. Now, to check these things, you can go to this little action button, and it gives you these different options. And first I'm going to show you view communication details. And this would just be different communications between you and the media center and different program statuses. Next, I'm going to show you the manage uploaded video. Here you can check to see if your video has passed by just playing it. By clicking on that, it should play the video file no problem. I'm going to go ahead and do that just to see. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting up no problem. And from that same area, I can also download it for my own purposes if you happen to have accidentally lost your previous copy. And then in this same action button, I can view my program information, which by clicking that shows me a quick readout of all the different things that I put in my program information. And this can be a good cheat sheet to look off of to make sure you did the correct information on your program submission. And that is it. You've successfully submitted your program for air online using the Alelo database. Please check your email regularly to get updates on your program information status and your video submission status. And now that you've finished this tutorial, you should be free to upload and submit your beautiful creations to air on our channels as you need. And if you have any further questions on online submissions or managing your programs and videos, please feel free to call one of your friendly neighborhood Alelo Media Services associates. We are always here as a resource to try and help you and make this entire process as easy as possible from beginning to end. Mahalo from Alelo.